Good, well, it's a yin-yang session. We're going to start by shaking up some energy and really working our legs today. Functional movements and some stability. So, you know the drill. Let's take a quick body scan to start. Just get a sense of the mood of the body, the energy flowing from head to toe, noticing any areas of lightness or tension, energy. Noticing the sensations in the body, listening to our bodies. And then when you're ready, we'll start to bounce gently, starting with the knees, allowing the shoulders and the arms to start to bounce and sway. Perhaps shifting the weight side to side. It's a gentle bounce to start. Possibly starting to feel some blocked energy. I know I have some tightness in the upper back and shoulder area. Starting to feel that move around a little bit. Perhaps start shaking the hands, left and right, forward and back. Starting to lift the heels up and down, coming a little bit up on the toes or lifting the entire foot. And perhaps you want to start shaking one leg at a time. Feeling free to keep the eyes closed or open. And let's lift those arms all the way up over the shoulders. Still shaking the hands forward and back, side to side. Let's get a little bit of extra speed in the legs. Maybe hopping in between left and right. Bringing the arms back down. And a little bit more vigorously, keeping the legs all the way firmly planted, shaking and bouncing for the last 10 seconds. Not caring what we look like. Just breaking up the energy. Noticing our breath. Drawing the air in through our nose and out through our nose. Warming the breath as it comes out. One more breath. And we'll find our stillness. And once again, running through a full body scan, head to toe, noticing any vibrations or new energy that might be zipping through the blood. Feeling the power of our legs, possible vibrations running all the way through to our feet. And on our next exhale, we'll swoop our arms all the way up, over the shoulders, and a few hollow holds here. Inhale. Exhale, bring the arms forward, curling the pelvis, rounding the back. Finding our flow on the inhale, arching the lower back, tilting the pelvis. And exhale, rounding out. We'll do 3 more. Back to standing, reaching. Grabbing onto the left wrist with the right hand and side bending here, elongating the spine. Opening up the left side body. Breathing deeply into the rib cage, expanding the ribs laterally. Focusing on our breath. On the next exhale, we'll round forward. And go all the way over to the other side, grabbing onto the right wrist with the left hand. Into our side bend. Again, elongating the spine, breathing air in between each vertebrae, each rib. Two more breaths. And on the next exhale, we round forward. Coming all the way up to standing. Inhaling, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Stepping long on our mats. We'll come into our goddess stance. And start out with our 5-pointed star. So arms are reaching all the way up. We're inhaling. Exhale, sinking down, drawing the shoulder blades together. Inhale, rising up. Finding our flow that matches the rhythm of our breath today. Focusing here on the grounding of our feet, the strength in our legs. Our shoulder blades, our abdomen is tucked in. Starting to generate a little bit of heat throughout the body. And activating our Ujjayi breath for some inner calming and balance. On this next one, we'll rise up and we'll hinge forward, scooping towards the mat. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hinging. Equal weight on each of our thighs. 2 more. On this next one, we have an option to come up with one arm and add a lateral flexion. One more on each side. And holding here in goddess, palms are facing up to the sky. Finding our grounding in our feet. The toes are visible beyond the knees and the hips are just tucked under. Bringing our attention to the breath. And feeling dynamic tension running through the entire body. Exhale, bringing our hands down to our thighs and slowly hinging over, we'll press into one knee at a time. Shifting our weight left and right, slowly getting a little bit of a spinal twist at the same time as we're opening up our thighs. Lowering our shoulder towards the floor. Again, finding a rhythm with the breath. Mind-body connection. One more on each leg. And then you're welcome to straighten the legs and hinge forward onto the fingertips, pointing our feet forward on the mat, lowering our heads, chins to chest. Option to rock forward and back, lifting the toes and then the heels. A little proprioception to the feet. And maybe even some new sensations in the back of the legs. Finding a still position, just hanging. 2 more breaths. And on the inhale, we'll hinge ourselves back up. Pressing up to standing, drawing the feet together into mountain pose. We'll come and do a few different stability exercises. First off, let's start with our right leg, drawing it up 90 degrees and making some circles. Left and then right, alternating legs, circling around. Forward or back, we're going to do both directions at some point. Finding our grounding in between. And somewhere to gaze at on the floor or wall. Last one on each leg, and then we'll switch the direction of our circles. Lightly drawing the leg back and then around to the front. Two more in each leg. Back to our first leg, we'll draw it up to 90 degrees. And from here, we're coming into a reverse curtsy. So once we've found our stability and the grounding of all 4 corners of our foot, we'll come into a reverse curtsy. Back to 90 degrees. You're welcome to tap the ground with your hand or hold your hands in prayer or on your hips, however you feel you're the most stable. Two more on this leg. back to center. Wiggle the feet around. And we'll do the same thing on the other leg. So left leg comes up to 90 degrees. Finding our stability and grounding in our right foot. When you're ready, stepping back into a reverse curtsy. Coming back to 90. Again, finding that spot on the floor or wall to gaze at. Noticing the muscles in our faces and our jaws, neck and shoulders. Two more. And back to center. Wiggle out those ankles. Wonderful. From here, we'll step out into a lateral lunge, alternating left and right. So just stepping out, lateral lunge, bringing the legs back together. Lateral lunge, the opposite side, feet together. Right. Trying to hinge at the hips, not rolling out the lower back. Trying to keep our backs nice and straight. Long spine. If you would like to add a hand, you can flow your arms through toe taps. Do two more on each side. We've got our flow. We're feeling strong and stable. And we're activating the Ujjayi breath. Coming back into our mountain pose. Strong palms facing forward. Deep breaths in. And reset. Finding our feet directly under the hips. So you can face me again, and we'll come into a sequence of chairs. Inhale, swooping the arms all the way up. Hands to prayer. Coming all the way down. Again, finding our toes beyond the knees, possibly drawing the shins back slightly, tucking the abdomen forward. Finding our starting position. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, swooping, hands to prayer. Inhale, swoop up. Sinking the chair. Rising up. Reset. And we'll reset with this position, this flow, with our breath. Inhale. Two more. Drawing our breath into the back of our throats. Holding this one here. Finding our position. And then when you're ready, come into a prayer pose. Twisting over to one knee. Placing the outside of the elbow to the outside of the knee, pressing the arms together, strong hands, looking up beyond the elbow. Feeling a gentle twist in the lower back. Using the elbow to leverage, press the shoulder blade away from the spine. Extending the arms long, reaching for the sky and the floor, as if we're wrapping our arms all the way around the world. Giving it a big hug. Bringing the hands back into prayer pose. Rotating our bodies back into chair. On the inhale, we rise all the way up. Exhale, swooping our arms back down, taking a breath in between. Reset. Inhale, swooping up. Exhale, sinking into chair. And this time rotating over the opposite leg. Finding our gaze beyond the elbow if possible. Dynamic tension in the upper body, pressing the palms together. Drawing our abdomen back towards the spine. Pressing the elbow against the knee to elongate the spine and open up the arms, reaching high and low. Back to prayer, rotating back into chair. Inhale, pressing all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Taking a deep breath in between. Inhale, swooping up. Hands together, we're sinking back into chair. This time we're going to engage the feet. So rocking up on the toes, back down on the heels. If you find stability in the balls of your feet and you'd rather just hold, that is fine. I'm conscious to draw the abdomen back towards the spine, finding a drishti, where we can find our focus. Let's rise up on both feet and sink back down. Chair. Rise up on both toes and sink back down. Repeat. On the next one, we'll rise up and step out into a squat with the right leg. Squat down. Rise up on the toes, squat back into chair. Rise up, squat out onto the left. Rise up, squat back into chair. And we'll repeat this alternating side. Slow and steady. Challenging the body to maintain stability and focus in these moments of challenge. Do one more on each side. Slow and steady. Back into chair. Holding here. Bringing our right leg over the left in eagle. Doing the same with our arms. Eagle here, crunching all the way in. Crunching, crunching. And with that right leg, we're going to uncross it, step back into crescent lunge, keeping our arms in eagle. Good. Bringing the arms up, staying in our crescent lunge, up on the back toes. Good. Reaching and arching the lower back. And we'll come down into our lunge. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower down. You can move the arms at the same time, up and down. Two more. Good. Hold here, unlace the arms, bringing the arms down to the floor. Crunching over, bringing our right leg back in. Inhale, let's rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart, yay for that. Reset. Inhale, swooping up. Exhale, hands to heart, sinking into our chair. Left leg this time comes over the right into eagle. Crossing the arms the opposite direction. Crunching all the way in. Trying to draw the elbows beyond the knee. Really challenging our stability here, our core strength. Finding the grounding in our right foot. And when you're ready, stepping back with the left foot into our crescent lunge. On the back toes. Finding our way erect. Good. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, sinking back down. Good. Allowing the arms to flow up and down with the legs. Feeling the strength and the power of our legs, the stability of our mind and core. Two more. Good. Holding here again. Allowing the arms to come all the way down to the floor, hinging at the hip, drawing the left foot all the way back in. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to heart. And we'll do a vinyasa here. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And we'll hold here. Grabbing the inside of our elbows, shifting the weight left and right, bending the knees, allowing the head to hang heavy, chin is to chest. Noticing the sensations in the backs of the legs, the lower back, maybe even the neck and the shoulders. Finding stillness here. Our feet are firmly planted underneath, our knees stacked underneath the hips. We'll inhale, swoop all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Stepping back once again with our right foot into warrior two. With our arms this time, palms facing upwards. Good. We'll stay in our lunge to warrior, having the knee tracking over top of the toes. The pelvis is tucked under. We've got good firm grounding of our right foot. Great. Palms are facing up. Once again, on the inhale, we're rising up, straightening that front leg. Bringing the palms together. Exhale, we're going to rotate the palms and press them down. Good. Inhale, rotate. Draw the palms together. Exhale, rotate outwards. Press down as we lunge. The rhythm of your breath. On this next one, we're welcome to come into a reverse warrior. Pivot forward in a windmill into our extended side angle. Let's repeat this motion. Reverse warrior, extended side angle. Feeling our lower backs and our side bodies opening up. Breathing deeply into the left side body as we inhale into our reverse warrior. And on this next reverse warrior, let's straighten that front leg and keep it straight into our triangle. Reverse warrior, straight legs, triangle. Staying in the side bodies, building strength. Good. One more. And we'll do a combination. So reverse warrior, triangle, with a bent leg, reverse warrior, extended side angle. Straightening the leg, finding a flow that suits you, straightening and bending as you prefer. One more full breath. And we'll hold here into our extended side angle or triangle, whichever suits you, as if our backs are against a wall, drawing our shoulder blade towards the wall, towards our spine, lifting and reaching with the arm. Maybe even sinking a little bit deeper. And let's go ahead and lower the top arm to the floor. Coming into a down dog, so stepping back with our left foot, and let's pedal it out. Shifting our weight left and right. Once again, noticing the sensations in the backs of our bodies. Giving our lower backs a little bit of a break in between. Coming to a still dog when you're ready. And we'll step forward with our right foot into our warrior two. Coming up on the toes of the left foot, stepping forward, assisting as needed, grabbing a sip of water as needed. Let's go ahead and pivot that back foot. So when you're ready, come up onto your right leg. Coming back into our warrior two. Once again, let's start off with our palms facing up. Pelvis is tucked under the hips. And we're in our lunged warrior. Inhale, rising up, pressing the palms together. Rotating, pressing the palms down as we come into our lunge. Inhale, rising up. Finding our flow. Allowing the body to follow the breath. Remembering and trusting that the breath will guide us. One more flow. Palms are facing up. We'll come into our reverse warrior. And we'll windmill forward into our extended side angle. Reverse. Keeping our knee bent to start and then straightening. Go ahead, straighten that front leg, and then come into a triangle. Windmilling back and forth, staying in the side body, powering the motion with our breath. Two more. And then let's join the two combinations, bending into the warrior lunge. Reverse warrior, straightening the leg into a triangle, finding a flow that works best for you. Two more breaths. And coming all the way over into a triangle or an extended side angle, reaching up with the left arm over top of the body or bringing it behind the back, drawing the shoulder blade away, opening the heart center, lifting the chest to the sky, pressing into the thigh. Maybe sinking a little bit deeper into the lunge. Lowering our left hand back down to the floor, pivoting our bodies, we'll step back into our down dog. And take a moment again to pedal it out or shift the hips left and right. From here, we'll come into a plank, bringing our right knee into our chests, and then extending it back out. Right knee comes into chest, and we extend it all the way back. Repeating on the right leg only, tucking in, extending out. Inhale, plank. Exhale, extend. Pressing the foot back as if we're imprinting our foot on the wall. Coming into a restful position at any time you might need. Good, listening to our bodies. Pressing all of our weight into the left heel. One more. Holding the right leg all the way up. Finding our stability, pressing our weight into the left heel. Go ahead and bend the knee, rotate the hips and open them up, looking up underneath the left armpit if that's accessible for you. Feeling the energy running through our left arm. Pressing. One more breath. And we'll pivot out of that, come all the way down into a child's pose. Extending the arms long on the mat. Sinking back towards the heels. Option to shift or just find a resting place. Whatever feels most comfortable. On the next inhale, we'll bring ourselves back into a tabletop. Curl our toes under the shins, press up into down dog. And we'll do the same sequence with our left leg. Coming into a plank, drawing the left knee into our chests. And then extending on the exhale. Inhale, drawing the left knee in. Exhale, extending. Pressing our weight into the right heel. Pressing the heel towards the mat. Warming up the back of this right leg. Two more. And we'll hold this one up, extending the leg, finding our stability in our one-legged dog, bending the knee, rotating the pelvis, and looking up underneath the right armpit. One more breath. And we'll rotate our hips, lower our left leg, come all the way back into child's pose. Yay for that. Right. Let's go ahead and we'll draw ourselves onto our forearms. So we're in a forearm table, curling our toes underneath the shins. And we'll come up into a dolphin here. The elbows stay again underneath the shoulders. You're welcome to interlace the hands or just lay them flat. Pressing up into our dolphin. Exhale. We'll inhale, lower down. Exhale, press back up. Inhale, lowering the knees. Exhale, pressing. Trying to press those knees all the way to the back of the room. Engaging the quadriceps. Lifting the knees. Into your rhythm. One more. And we'll hold here. We'll walk the feet back out so that we're in a forearm plank. Readjusting so that the torsos are parallel to the floor. Great. Keeping our hips up. And let's go ahead and we'll lift one leg at a time. Keeping the foot flexed. Again, leaving an imprint in the wall behind us. Alternating sides. Trying to control the shift of our bodies. Minimal rotation of the spine. Option just to hold here. Come back up into dolphin if you'd prefer. Two more breaths. Right on. And we'll come all the way back down into our child's pose. Knees this time extending out to the edges of the mat, sinking a little bit deeper back into the hips. And allowing the forehead to find its way to the mat if you'd like. Taking all the weight off of our wrists and our shoulders. Option to interlace the hands behind the back. Rolling the shoulders forward, lifting the arms and stacking over top. Opening our chest. Feeling a little bit of a stretch down the fronts of the arm. And we'll lower the arms all the way back down. We'll press ourselves up. And we'll slowly make our way onto our butts. Into our bridge pose. Lowering ourselves down, taking another sip of water. Great opportunity. We'll go ahead with our feet planted on the floor. Hip width apart, and we'll lower our spine down. Gently, one vertebrae at a time. Do a few sets of hip bridges here. Once we have the firm grounding of our feet, we'll slowly lift ourselves up on the inhale, feeling the dynamic tension in our thighs, lowering down on the exhale, repeating this motion. Slowly starting to feel the pressure and the contact of our shoulder blades in the mat as we press through the feet. And as we lower down, we allow the lower back to reset. Pressing through the feet and the thighs, as if you're trying to draw the thighs together. Two more. And we'll press up once again and hold here. Allowing the neck to elongate, lowering the chin towards the chest, the shoulders away from the ears, pressing and feeling the contact of our shoulder blades and our feet in the mat. We're going to extend the right leg all the way out. Lower down, inhale, come up, lower our right leg, extend the left, alternating single leg hip bridges, extend, lower, lift, switch legs, good. Finding the stability in our core. Working the outside and the inner thighs. One more on each leg. All the way back down. When you're finished hugging the knees into the chest, you're welcome to lift the head and the shoulders off the mat into a caterpillar. From here, we have options to extend our feet all the way up over our pelvis, our hips, flexing. From here, you're welcome to come into a shoulder stand or a plow or a combination of both. We'll take a few minutes here, stacking, lifting, or coming into our plow, listening to our bodies, feeling the sensations as we go through the motions. And of course, we can always come back to our bridge or Shavasana at any time. Taking a moment to play with the different options. Noticing our breath, where it comes into the body, the speed of the inhale and the exhale. Feeling new sensations possibly starting to fire up in our lower backs, and running down the backs of our legs, maybe even up into our shoulders and our neck. Feeling the warming sensations as the muscles start to relax and release any tension or blocked energy. Finding peace and stillness in this challenging pose. Perhaps extending the legs all the way up to the sky, finding our way into a shoulder stand, maybe even playing with the position of our legs depending on where we're holding our tension. When you're ready and finished playing, on down into Shavasana, lowering down one vertebrae at a time. Allowing the lower backs to reset. Extending the legs down the mat. Taking our time to allow the lower back to reset and assume its natural curve. Noticing any new sensations that may be running through the body. Perhaps you're feeling something new in the lower back. Or maybe you're simply aware of your breath a little bit more. Drawing the legs back into 90 degrees. We'll bring the right ankle onto the left knee and come into a spinal twist. Keeping our shoulder blades on the mat. Extending the arms up wide if you like. Or finding a different twist that might work better for you today. Taking a moment to notice our breath. Focusing on our heart. Visualizing that it's our heart that's breathing for us. And slowly come out of this twist on the left side. Readjust our feet, bringing our left ankle to the right knee, finding our twist, whichever one you chose for your body today. Keeping our shoulder blades on the mat, and once again focusing on the breath. Maybe bringing our attention to our third eye or our happy place. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is our happy place today. And coming out of our twist, you're welcome to come into happy baby or to bring the knees into the chest. For one last movement or pose to finish off today's practice. And when you're ready, you're welcome to come down into Shavasana. Taking a few final breaths. And taking a moment to express our gratitude. Bring gratitude to our minds and our hearts. Thankful for the opportunity to practice. Smiles on our faces, thinking of something that somebody may have done or said that warmed our hearts and put smiles on our faces. Bringing our attention back to the sounds and the sense of the space around us. Noticing the sounds of the crickets. Noticing the sensations in our body one last time. Before we roll up and bring ourselves back to the room.